Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Rennie back with another YouTube video. And in today's video, I kind of got some funny shit, you know, a little funny story time. You know me, I be having my little story time and fun time videos and shit like that. So in the background, first of all, you're gonna be seeing some Final Fantasy 14 gameplay. Me and one of my friends, we started getting back into it and shit. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a lot of fun, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried playing Final Fantasy 14 when I was 20 years old, like in 2020, and it kind of just didn't hit for me. But I don't know, you know, I started playing it again, and I just been having a blast. The game is really chill. I fuck with it. But anyways, so today's video, I'm gonna be telling you guys a funny ass story about how my supervisor, previous work supervisor, was a fucking gooner, bruh. So alright, so let me, you know what I'm saying, let me set the stage, let me set the picture, right? So so mind you, for anybody that knows me, I'm not gonna be mentioning any names or, you know, workplace or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I you know, this is just a little story time I got, you know, for some shit I seen, right? So you know, I used to work as a security guard. I'm not gonna say what company, whatever. Now I'm gonna keep shit very brief here. I used to work as a security guard, and you know, I went to go interview essentially for the security job, whatever. And I was like, I bet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've already worked here before, you know, I already know what to expect, whatever, blah, 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 you know, so it's just a matter of like getting used to the location and shit, whatever, cool. So, you know, I went for this interview, and, you know, it was this old, kind of older guy that was a supervisor for the location shit. And, you know, we were chopping it up, you know, he was calm, just asking me normal questions and shit, you know, nothing crazy. So, nothing unusual yet, right? You know, just normal shit, whatever, cool. So then, you know, a couple weeks later, after me applying for this job, whatever, getting the interview and coming in for a little bit, whatever, to see what the job is like, you know, I was sitting at like the main desk and shit, you know, or like he was sitting at the main desk and I was sitting right next to him, whatever, so we can have a conversation, whatever. And there was one thing I noticed on the computer, right? So, you know, with this location, you know, you walk in, it's these set of double doors, whatever the fuck, and then on the left side is the fucking the desk, the main desk, whatever, and then you stop there to sign in, whatever, and all this other cool shit. And so I'm at the main desk, right? And so I'm looking at this dude's computer, right? Because he's showing me something, whatever. And I can't help but look at, you know, he has the internet open, you know, he has Microsoft Edge open, whatever. And I see he has Twitch open. So I'm like, okay, you know, Unk kind of, you know, he might be watching Twitch to pass the time, which is kind of cool, you know. I was like, okay, you know, he's a gamer, you know, Unk is a gamer, you know what I'm saying? And then I look and I see what is exactly on his Twitch, bro. And this motherfucker got like 10 to 15 tabs of just straight e-girl, booba, fucking, you know, hot tub, fucking big titty bitches on his fucking, on this computer. Mind you, this is a public computer, bro. This is a public computer at work that other niggas use, bro. And this motherfucker got all these tabs open, just looking out at all these big titty ass bitches, whatever, and that. And I'm just like, all right, like, so mind you, this is my first impression of dude, right? You know, or at least like building upon my first impression of him when I first met him, right? So I see this shit and I didn't say nothing, right? Obviously, I'm just looking at it, and in my head, I'm like, okay, so this dude just has all these tabs open and he doesn't give a fuck, and like, you know, he's inviting me here, whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. You know what? I'm gonna pretend this didn't happen, right? I'm gonna pretend I didn't see this shit, whatever, cool, let it be. So time passes on, you know, I start working at this job, you know, I start meeting my other coworkers and shit, whatever, and that cool. And these other coworkers and shit, they mentioned to me, they're like, hey, have you noticed anything weird about, you know, our supervisor? And I was like, nah, what do you mean? Like, what? And they're like, did you know that he's like a very bad gooner? And I was like, what makes you say that? Because there was something that I actually saw previously that made me think this, you know, because of the tabs he had open on Twitch. And come to find out that my other coworkers that had been working in this job longer than me have had to tell me some crazy ass shit. So this motherfucker, apparently, from what I understand, this motherfucker, bro, this dude be cranking it at work, bro. First of all, this dude be cranking it at work, you know what I'm saying? Be going to the work bathroom and shit, cranking it at work and shit. And his phone is just full of fucking pornography, bro. Just full of it. And then be having these tabs and watching this shit at work and all this and that. And I'm just like, my nigga, like, damn, bro. Like, mind you, this dude is like in his like 50s, 60s and shit, whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, damn, nigga, like, don't get me wrong, you know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I be busting my own nuts and shit, but at home, bro, at the privacy of my own home, bro, do you know how down bad you gotta be to be fucking busting nuts anywhere other than your home? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, if you're going to a hotel and you're clapping some fine shit, whatever, cool. Or you're, you know, if you want to be a freaky ass motherfucker and have sex in public, whatever, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all do that shit and do it away from people. But bro, my nigga, like, you know how down bad you gotta be, like I said, to go into the work bathroom and crank one out, bro. Like, is it really that bad that you can't work without busting nuts, without watching porn, bro? Like, that shit is fucking crazy, nigga. That shit is, yo, that shit is fucking crazy. And then come to find out, dude, that like this dude, mind you, this dude is in his 50s and 60s, whatever the fuck. This nigga has kids. He has a wife and kids, bro. And this motherfucker has bought in so much OnlyFans subscriptions, Fansly, you know what I'm saying, donating to fucking these hot tub streamers and shit, this and that. Like, bro, this nigga's down bad, bro. This nigga's down bad. I have never seen another grown man like this down bad and shit. And mind you, like I say, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm a dude, bro. You know, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like, bro, sometimes I be cranking my shit. I'm the OG beater, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I be cranking my shit too. But it's just like, once I looked at this shit, and once I seen how down bad this nigga was, I was like, damn, bro, like, it kind of forced me to take a look at myself, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I gotta cut back on this shit too, because if not, I'm gonna end up just like this nigga. Like, no bullshit, bro. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like, this motherfucker, like, yo, watching big booba Twitch streamers that shit at work, cranking shit out the bathroom, so much so that like the other coworkers are like aware of it. That, like, you know, motherfucker, like, I had other coworkers come up to me and basically tell me that like he makes them uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying, because they've seen the stuff that he watches like on his computer and like on his phone and shit. And like the nigga tries making it like discreet, but like this motherfucker does not know how to make shit discreet. Like I said, bro, like I literally walked into my first day of work and this motherfucker had like 15 Twitch tabs open of just bad bitches, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, all right, like, you know, so that shit had me scratching my head, and I was like, you know what, maybe, I don't know, maybe it was a previous coworker or something. Like, no, this motherfucker, he got it, bro. You know what I'm saying? He got it. He fucking got it. And it's just so crazy to me because I thought this dude was normal. He was really not. And I don't know what it is with old niggas and being fucking freaked out at work. Now, this was my last job, right? My last supervisor, he was a fucking serial gooner, down bad, whatever the fuck. And, you know, I'm at a new job now, whatever. And, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, the OGs are just freaked out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at this my other coworker at this new job, whatever, and that. And, bro, the coworkers at my job, like, they're literally OG gooners, bro. Like, these niggas got Playboy magazines. They got like the Playboy calendars. They got like posters of like naked women at work, mind you, at work, in their lockers and shit. I'm just like, nigga, like, mind you, I'm not, like I said, obviously I'm not gonna say no names, no location, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just telling y'all niggas, like, bro, like, why are niggas so overly freaked out? And especially at work, bro. Like, all right, if you want to be freaked out at home and have your own little sex dungeon, whatever, like, whatever you do in your house, bro, and your privacy, like, that's all you, bro. But when you start bringing it into work, that's a different issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole different issue, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, that shit is fucking, I don't know. That shit is kind of cooked, bro. But I don't know, guys. Have you guys ever had anything like this happen to you guys? Like, have you guys ever had like a coworker, supervisor, or boss, whatever, that is just like overly freaked out? Like, this was my first time coming across this shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Like in the past, like I've come across like difficult people and shit, and you know that's little shit, whatever. But I have never come across like a serial fucking gooner like my coworker or my supervisor was in my last job. Like, that shit was fucking ridiculous. Like, you know, and it's so crazy because my coworkers, like, you know, I ended up leaving that job, you know, for the new opportunity, whatever. And my coworkers said that they basically like try pranking him, whatever, and shit. And like, you know, like by like, I guess like having his like tabs or some shit like open on like the computer in a way that he couldn't even delete. I don't know, some shit like that. They tried playing a fucking prank on him to make him panic and shit. I thought it was pretty funny. But like, and even more so, like, this dude wasn't even just like looking at like normal, like, I guess like just like normal pornography. Like, no, this motherfucker was like looking at like freaked out shit at work, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna say what it was. Like, it wasn't anything illegal, but like, it was just fucking like, yeah, he was just looking into some freaky ass shit. And like I said, bro, like, this motherfucker got a wife and kids, and like, bro, this motherfucker is subbing to fucking Twitch cam girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking donating money to these bitches, fucking buying OnlyFans and shit. Like, I would like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then this is the bigger issue, right? When motherfuckers be talking so much shit about girls and them making OnlyFans and them selling content, whatever, and that, like, my nigga, like, you can't be mad at the girls, bro. Like, it's supply and demand. Like, there's so many niggas that are just so down bad. And these are the niggas that we gotta look at. We gotta look at these dudes and be like, you are the fucking problem. You are what's causing all this fucking shit to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, there wouldn't be so much fucking women making OnlyFans, whatever. There wasn't such a fucking demand for it. You know what I'm saying? So we really got to start looking at the guys and really like being like, yo, like, guys, we got to cut this shit out. Like, you guys got to stop being down bad and shit. But, you know, this is an issue, a much bigger issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking guys being lonely and shit, jacking off, you know, pornography addiction, which I've kind of briefly talked about on this channel with like my experience and stuff that I've seen other guys go through and stuff like that. It's a whole bigger issue and stuff like that. But it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, how the fuck do you get this bad, bro? How the fuck do you get like this bad? with this like addiction or what you're going through and shit, that you don't see an issue. That, mind you, I was a brand new worker at this job site, right? I was a brand new worker at this job site, and this motherfucker had like 15 tabs open of just straight tits and ass, bro. As for a new worker to see this, like, imagine if I was a chick, dude. Imagine if I was a chick and I saw that, like, I'd be so fucking uncomfortable. I would be so fucking, I probably wouldn't even work there anymore, no bullshit. Like, and I just see this shit, and I'm, I just brush it off because I'm like, you know what, like, it's weird, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. I really need this fucking job, whatever. But I don't know, dude. It was just fucking ridiculous. Like, this motherfucker, it was like tapped out, like doing shit at work, watching shit at work, having all these things over. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm sorry, but like I said, this is a problem from a much bigger issue. And I don't know. I feel like I just want to talk about it because I thought it was funny. I thought the shit was funny. I have never really seen no fucking dude, doing this shit at work, whatever the fuck. But hey, man, motherfuckers just freaked out, and I just want to talk about it because I thought the shit was funny as fuck. But hey, man, if y'all got any funny stories and shit, if y'all got any similar stories of guys at your job, guys or girls being fucking weirdos and creeps and shit and doing this shit, like, let me know in the comments, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pull up and tell me your stories. Like, comment, subscribe, and shit. You feel me? I always love looking at the comments and replying to you guys on TikTok and Instagram and shit like that. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this shit. Hope you guys enjoyed the Final Fantasy 14 gameplay in the background. If you guys like that shit, definitely let me know. I'm gonna keep playing it, whatever. But yeah, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the story time and shit. And if you guys got anything else to say, what I'm saying, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and we will talk soon. So hope you guys have a good day, man. Peace.